How you doing, folks? This is Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and in this video I'm going to share with you my hunting strategy for this particular hunt. This is the first week of the bow season in Iowa. I'm hunting on public land. This is my first chance to get there for the season, and I decided to set up on a transition zone in the morning. So I'm trying to catch deer coming from their feeding areas to their bedding area. So I'm not far from the edge of the public land. On the private land side, it's a thick area, and I know they're going in there to bed. Now, the reason I'm set where I am is I'm on the edge of a transition zone. So I'm actually hunting the edge of a thicket on the public land that's about 120 yards wide, and I'm on the edge of an area that had been clear-cutted in the past. So the deer like to travel along transition zones, which would be the transition from the thicket to the clear cut. And at first, early in the hunt, I couldn't get it on video, but I saw a doe and at least one fawn back in the thicket behind me. The camera was over here. I couldn't get footage of it. And then a little while later, like way off in the distance, I could see a big, huge doe just hanging out by this water source, chomping away. And I don't know if it was the same deer I kept watching and getting footage of, or if there was multiple deer over there. But that's actually over on the private side. Eventually, it was either the deer that I saw early on about an hour before, or possibly different deer, but I think it was the same, came right up underneath me in the thicket, on the thicket side, about 8 yards away from me. And eventually, when they got out to where I walked in, they actually tracked me. They smelled my tracks and went the way that I came in and out of sight. Now, when I got down, I decided to do a little scouting mission, walk around. I also have a couple of trail cameras running on this public land. So what I do when I can is I like to leave the woods, especially in a morning hunt, a different way than the way I came in. And I do that as a sort of a scouting mission. So in the process of doing that, I did bump some deer, and I got just a little bit of footage of the last one. There was 4 doe hanging out together. I found a buck rub, and when I find buck rubs, I like to look at them a little closely to see where the tine marks hit on the the sapling or the tree away from the main body of the rub, and that gives you an idea of how long the tines are. I checked my cameras, and in front of the one camera I was pretty excited because there was a really beat scrape that opened up. I also went to this area where there was lots of scrapes last year, and I was very delighted to see that there was a whole bunch of scrapes that had opened up in this area. And I marked a tree. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll come sit here in the near future. And in fact, 2 nights later, I did go back to hunt by those scrapes, and it was pretty interesting. I will actually share that eventually. I have another hunt after this one that I want to share with you first. And I also, this afternoon, after this morning sit, I drove down to my 10-acre property and did a hunt there. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. So up next, I will air the video footage from the hunt on my own property that evening. And then after that, I got a couple other hunts on this public land piece that I want to share with you. Okay, the scripture verse for this video is Psalm 110. I'm going to give you the whole Psalm, Psalm 110. I love that Psalm. So thanks so much for tuning in. The big tips here in this one is, in the morning time, sometimes look for those transition zones that the deer like to travel along, and going from feeding to bedding. Also, when you get down from your tree stand or your hunting location, if you can, try to exit the woods a different way than the way you came in, and you kind of do it as a mini scouting mission, and you can use that information for future hunts. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Until next time, take care and God bless.